children go make you proud, oh. Bad people no go pull you down, no. One day you go run this town, no. Amen, amen. You self go spray me money, baby go call you honey. You self go host the party. Amen, amen. Don't go to go be your friend. To the law go be your friend. To the God go be your guy. Amen. Amen. Elu go be your guy.
Amen.
Samad go be my guy.
Fifi Folson go be your friend.
Guy. Amen. Amen.
Wait till we go get money.
No go end in
Where we go chill plus here.
Business go bring
This song is highly prophetic, I know, right? Shouts to Timmy Duck calling for this one. Amen. And I got a message from Dr. Richard Adaman. Said the song is prophetic. Everything you put your hands go walk. Belated happy birthday wish going out to Zinab Al Hassan. That's right. Which one day somebody gonna call you and say, for all the blessings you bless me, come take this 4x4. It will come from Toyota company. Come and live in this house, like, for just being a blessing. It go happen. Anyway, so this is where we cross over. And guess what? We're going to have a revealing conversation. Yes. And so stay with us. I'm switching in like this. So over Z, you can go with me. Let's connect like these.
Good and perfect gift comes from above. It comes from the God of love. His plans for me are good and not evil, so I put my trust in Him. I know God is gonna do great things today. That's why I say
bless your heart and thank you for locking in right here on Joy 99.7. Of course, when you hear this tune, you know what time it is. Something good is about happening. God has already prepared that we join today, and have a good time, enjoying all that He's doing in our lives. And guess what? Also hear the story behind, Bethel Revival Choir. Do you know them? Does your name ring a bell? Or perhaps this is what will really ring a bell.
Amaba Yeswe Mahoy Agbamona Vuna Mamai Mauba Yeswe Mahoy Agbamona Vuna Mamai Maubo Anamadon Kunguyo Yesu Wanam Jila Nyara Kamali Magonu Nebe Magoniba Akpa Ayatamaba Yeswe Mahoy Agbamona Vuna Mamai Mauba Yeswe Mahoy Agbamona Vuna Mamai Maubo Orodio.
How old are you? No, I'm just teasing you. Don't start dancing and put me in trouble. So, this is the famous Agbaja, and it takes us some years back, all right? The team is here, and we'll get talking a little while. But if you've ever had, I just played this beautiful Agbaja medley, you've had Vovo Mare, you've had, lately you've had Enyo, you had Tegbe. Well, guess what? They are coming from the choir, Bethel Revival Choir. Okay, they are contemporary gospel music group under the Global Evangelical Church, and they had Kotobabi, but right now they are here, and so we're going to get talking. Ladies and gentlemen, let me start off by saying good morning to my two friends and brothers. Today, it's like I don't know you, so talk like we are not friends. So I'll ask you to introduce yourselves, and then we can get going.
Sure. Okay.
All right, so who will go first?
My boss.
Okay.
Okay. I'm Henry Dachimo, music director, producer for the Bethel Revival Choir.
AKA
Ashap.
Okay, so Harry Dachimo is here, and he's the music director, the boss. It's as though anything that has to do with all the recordings, I think I will be asking him. But who else is here?
My name is David Asiumeboahene. I'm the manager of Bethel Revival Choir.
Oh, wow. Manager. I like the sound of that. So we have the manager and the music director. Is that okay?
Yeah.
How are you both doing today?
We're good.
Good.
How is the morning for you on a Sunday? Of course, without coming to joy.
It's been great. I mean, once you're alive, you wake up. And I woke up this morning. I just thank God for waking up once again, seeing another day.
Right.
We had some good times in church this morning.
Oh, you've been to church already?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
first
like
service.
first service. What time is that?
Yes.
7.
From 7.
Oh, wow. I see. Okay. Great. So, do you always sing in church? The choir, the Bethel Revival
Every
choir.
Sunday,
Yeah.
every Wednesday, every
Every
Friday,
Friday,
Saturday, there will be
Saturdays.
weddings, there will be funerals,
Wow.
anything.
Currently, we're even having a revival, so
So
Monday
that's
to
the whole
Sunday.
thing.
Like,
So, it's, when you say you are a manager, it means you manage a full choir that's on salary every month. Because if you are singing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, that's full-time ministry. Oh.
Full time.
Charlie.
Wow. But let's start off with the formation. It feels as though, and I might be wrong, it feels as though all of a sudden a choir emerged. Maybe because you started recording, or perhaps you've been there already. Let's talk about the whole formation of Bethel Revival Choir.
Okay. Bethel was Bethel Revival Choir came up somewhere in the 80s, around 88, 89. Then, I mean, it was just a very small group, about 5 members,
Wow.
who decided to do what they call contemporary then, you know, tambourines and stuff, and sing some songs, something a little an alternative from the usual church choir thing. And then, with time, it just grew. Became bigger and bigger and bigger. The Global Evangelical Church, were with the earlier church then, and then there was a split, and then they were with the Global Evangelical Church. And
Oh, I see.
since then, I mean, it's grown to what we have now.
So this has been, if I got it right, this has been a choir of the church.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. A
I
church
see.
choir.
So just like every church is formed and they create a choir,
Choir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that was it.
Yeah, that was it.
Oh, wow. Do I get the impression that it's only for Evers?
Well, if you understand, if you remember, or good, if you've been through the Bethel missionaries, the Bremen missionaries, and all that, creating the Presbyterian Church, the Evangelical Presbyterian Church, which is ours, you realize that they mostly came through the Volta region, and so you realize that most of our church guys are based, I mean, came through the Volta area, and so you have a lot of Evers in there, just like how you have the Presbyterian itself coming from the Akan, you have the Pentecost coming from Akan. So I feel most churches grew from some area, and ours came from that side, and so you have a lot of Evers in there, but there are other people as well. We have
Okay.
English services.
Oh, okay.
In fact, Bethel generally ministers in English more than ever in church.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see. Anyways, so well, that's the team we are representing, Bethel Revival Choir. They are talking about how the choir was formed and all of that. You know, growing up, anytime I saw EP, okay, I thought it was our people. It
Our
just
people.
yeah, I just like EP church because when I had a chance to ever visit them, they speak ever. So
Yeah, that was it.
only before they say, oh, it's not our, it's evangelic. I'm like, oh, okay, I see. So
Evangelize.
your time in the choir. Well, I mean, perhaps you can help me. When did you join the choir?
Myself.
Yes.
So that was okay. I started learning how to play keyboard somewhere in 1993,
Oh wow.
94. My big sister was in the choir, and so when I started learning how to play a little, so I'm sure somewhere 95,
Oh wow.
I had to help out, you know,
As a
during
keyboardist
as
in
a
the
keyboardist,
church.
yeah.
Wow. I see one trait about you, loyalty. You've been in the same church for all these years. My goodness. And clearly, You've seen the changing scenes of the choir. You mentioned those days when they were probably doing the tambourine and maracas. Is that the right name? Is it maracas?
Yeah, the maracas,
Yeah, you know, and all of that. And you came in in the era where you introduced the keyboards and all of that, right? Now, tell me about the growth of the music before recording.
Okay. Well, in fact, after Presec, I went to Tech, where I was blessed to be the music director for Gospel Explosion sometime then. And I mean, we all know in school you get to learn so much from various people and all that. So coming back after Tech, that was somewhere in 1990, let's say 2002, 2003.
Okay.
I mean, there was so much came to church, and this choir was still the way it was, seeing Kokoro and the rest. And I remember the first temptation was to go somewhere comfortable, somewhere where you have the same
chords.
thing you're having in school.
Okay.
Myself, McAfee in those times, and it's like, no, let's see how we can build things up. I mean, let's see how we can transform this choir. Let's see what we can do, you know. And it was just for church. I mean, for church music, anyway. And so we started carrying the entire choir to programs, from living streams to wherever I can name it. Just buzz them, go and sit down, watch everything going on, come back. What did you see? What happened? You saw what they were wearing, and someone like choreography, and we don't do this way. But the whole idea was just to start getting them to have some vision, something to look forward to. Because without it, no matter what you say, they don't get it. I mean, tell them, you know what's going on in tech, campus, blah, blah. There's so much more than what you're doing here. They don't see it. They need to see themselves. So we have to just carry them to a lot of programs. Harbour City Mass Choir, Neokind has been so helpful. We go there, go and sit in their rehearsals, watch what they do, come back home, take notes. And so these things started kicking something in everyone. I mean, they wanted to do better, to do something. And so it started from there. And then we started introducing some annual concerts here and there. So there was something to work towards. It brought in a lot of excitement. And right from then, we started bringing a lot of friends. If you realize, Bethel has had, I mean, people always wonder why Joe Metal is always with us, Pastor Edwin. We've had all these friends from way then. And so from the influences from school and all that, put these people in every time. Every week there's someone around teaching us something, I mean, leading us do something. And so these things got them to see way beyond what they were doing then. And with these annual programs, it started getting a crop of people who were so hungry for excellence and try to get better. And so with time, somewhere in 2007, we started to hit the studios and record something. I mean, just for the experience and all that. And so we came out with the Hallelujah album, and that was a whole. Now they realized it wasn't just about church administration. You needed to produce proper, well-planned music production, and it was another very good thing. So these things got to get the choir to learn. I mean, the learning curve started going up, and then we introduced this praise and worship first Sunday of every month from 2009, and so we're hitting the stage every first Sunday of every month since then. So it was more like mini concerts virtually every month.
Wow.
So from 2009, that would be probably times 10, times 12 months now. So we're on stage and refining ourselves all through these years. And so when we got to somewhere 2018, we decided to now have a proper recording and production. Not been so good. It came out well, but this was a choir which had gotten so used to all these things through the build-up.
Right.
So, I mean, probably the world started knowing more of us when these things came out.
I'm going to go.
So it sounded as if we just came out from nowhere.
Yeah, I'm excited you said this. I'm going to go into that in a little while.
Okay.
But take me back, okay? Around the time that the church was doing what they were doing, I mean, as in the music people were doing what they were doing, was it your personal concern because of your experience from tech, or it was the leadership's concern with regard to perhaps upping the game with the choir?
Well, I would always say this. Leadership then will still go with what they know.
Okay.
And so I would say that we're not that opened up like the ICGCs and the rest then. And so we, in a way, you carry everybody along. I mean, the lot of music we're doing then, I remember, I'll go and go to all that, but...
share some, no worry.
I had very interesting memories. You can get on stage, start singing, and they forget the second verse, and
Oh my
we
God.
have to loop and loop and loop, come back, find ways around. I mean, there are a lot of interesting, embarrassing things. But well, you're the church which saw what we're doing, was quite good. Then I just felt generally no one knew that there was so much more than we're doing then, because they were still used to the typical. We came from the Orthodox bits coming up, and so maybe they were not really exposed that much. But with time, with all the new introductions, they started seeing that okay, it's so much more. And one good thing was they were ready to support us in any way. Oh, you're bringing this new thing on, why not? Let's go with it. Let's go with it, and all that. So I felt that they could have still held back and probably stopped us from all those things, and yet they allowed it, whether they knew it or not. I mean, they just allowed us to, because they felt we're always bringing something new up. Why not? And so,
Tell me about opposition. Did you get it smooth?
I don't think it ever goes smooth for everyone.
I'm looking at a choir of, if you're mentioning a choir starting in the 80s, I mean, I'm looking at some grown-ups in the choir.
Hey.
Now you, this
People
young
are
boy, you're bringing some contemporary. How was it? Did you face opposition?
Yeah, a lot then.
How did you handle it?
Everybody in all groups, people are used to doing things their way. They used to do it, and for them, it worked for them as it was then. So I remember you have this issue with bringing on new talents, bringing on new people, and others feel threatened. They feel they've been around all this while, and so there are a lot of such things, and we had to hold it down. I mean, but I think letting everybody go out to see what was going on out there brought some hunger. So they realized, okay, now there's something more, but we don't know what it takes. We don't have it, so we need to all be ready to learn and all that. Yeah.
Wow.
But generally, there was definitely a lot of such challenges.
So some people left the choir because they couldn't comply with all the new rules.
Not really.
Okay.
But I mean, you know the thing. Not ready to go with something till they start seeing that okay, it's something good. Then now they start tagging along. You have new people coming in who are good, who could help, and yet the others are holding them down when they are not that good. You know, you have to find ways to integrate everyone in there and let talents grow. You know, and
I see.
Those challenges were there. I remember those times. You probably want some new keyboard. The church is wondering about. We are hearing the sound. We can hear the music.
I know,
So what do you mean by
a new keyboard?
a new keyboard? This has to be better. You know, you have to find ways to convince, get them to appreciate, and move on. So, I think it's typical with every choir, in every church, the growing process and moving that church along.
Well, I will commend you and your team for such a great job, because sometimes I look at the whole makeup of the choir and I see fairly old people in there and young all together, like how you've been able to manage it, you know. And I'm talking about when they didn't probably see what you were seeing, but they had to just comply, or it was as though they didn't want to join the prayer department and the ushering, so they have to be in the choir and be faithful through it all. I'm excited with this. So you clearly have played a major role, right? Did you mention McAfee Kwame?
Yes, McAfee.
Was he in the same church with you?
Yes.
Already?
I mean, he taught me how to play keyboards.
Oh, he
actually.
did?
Yes.
Wow.
And McAfee was really very instrumental in the formation of this choir as well, all through the time. Still, he had to travel.
Wow.
There, yeah.
Bethel Revival Choir. So the name of the church, probably, why did you choose this name? I'm sure I'm not the one who chose it, but what is the, you do only bring revival when you sing?
Yes. I mean, that was it. It was to revive the nations, revive the church.
Okay.
The music we sing from Bethel.
From Bethel.
The Bible, yes.
Okay. So the Bethel is the one in the Bible.
Yes.
Okay. Bethel Revival
There's
Choir.
revival from Bethel.
I know, right? Okay, I
Well,
see. Interesting. So you mentioned you have an earlier album, some Hallelujah album, right?
Yes.
Okay. How did that go though?
It was good. I mean, the purpose was just to get out the studio experience and all that. You know, those times you have to go into studios and actually sing.
Yeah.
And it was good. It was mainly songs. Some of the songs, renditions, and some new songs, and it generally was around our church, the church, as in our sister churches and all that. It became very popular in our sister churches. There's some songs in there. Interestingly, the whole video you're just playing was on that album.
Oh,
Yes.
did I ever have that
Mount
album?
Back Bear was there are some songs on the 2018 album which were in there, but there wasn't social media wasn't even
Okay.
then, so it was just localized. You know,
Oh, I see. Is it the one that had the Yes, you coming home, right? Yes, you coming home.
Oh, that was a single we did later.
Okay, you did it. Oh, okay. I see.
But I had Mount Back Bear. Now was on that.
It was.
Yes.
I see. Quite interesting. I'm going to switch over to David, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Great. Mr. Manager. At what point did you start managing the choir?
2018.
Okay.
Yeah. So when the Akbe album came out, as my boss said, it was just something that we were doing to have to upgrade ourselves. You know that 2007 one was to give us a studio experience. Then this time around, we realized that okay, now the trend has changed. So let's add some video to it, because what we did in 2007 was just audio. Okay, so let's add some video to it. So that was actually what birthed the idea of the Akbe album,
Live recording.
the live recording.
Okay.
So we wanted to give the choir that experience of being on stage, having yourself recorded, not just audio wise, but having the video aspect of yourself to test kind of your stage performance, the way you arrange yourself on stage, the way you everything about stage, like
Okay.
to get that feel, like feel like you're on a TV.
Okay.
Yeah,
I see.
so-
But for you, were you a member of the choir?
Yeah, I'm a member of the choir.
It's a
I
drama.
see. You sing. You play drums.
The
Yes.
drama.
So how did you get to? What was the idea of having a manager for the choir? I mean, hey, if the choir is a church choir, we sing and all of that. How did you come in?
So we woke up one day. And
Oh, I like the sound of that.
Yeah, eventually.
You had a
woke
good
up-
sleep.
We woke up one day and calls started flying in. Who are you people? Your songs are on air. Your songs are on radio and all that. And we're like we're just doing something in our own small color, just to upgrade ourselves and all that. So the calling just came. And we're like, okay, you needed someone to step up, like to manage the choir profession, because now you're out there, you don't have a choice. So you needed someone to step up the game. And as my boss said, like, God being so good, you know, the Lord prepares you for things that you have not seen. So God being so good, we had all these friends in our lives, Joe Metal, Daddy Neokai, even the late Danny Nate. They were all in our lives, and we were playing roles in their lives. We were serving them as well. So during their concerts, we go and we play roles like organizing activities, selling tickets, and all that. So Kumsen, Joe Metal's manager, Kumsen quickly came in. I was like, Charlie, you guys, you really need to step up. Now you're out there, you don't have a choice. You need to step up. So Kumsen was like, okay, David, like, you have to. I was like, I'm the shy type. I don't like to be seen, even though I'm a drama. So sometimes I like to hide in the corner, do my thing, and leave. And I was like, Kumsen, like, I'm not the best person. I can't really speak out like that. I don't know the industry. All I know is that I love music. I love to learn music, learn my parts, learn what I'm supposed to play and all that. But as in the industry, the in and outs of the industry, I don't know. Kumsin was like, don't worry, bro, we'll do this.
Wow.
And
That was it.
that was it. Like,
Oh, really?
Charlie, we had to learn on the ground.
I see. I like that. I like the sense of the urgency in, putting yourself out there. But what was the mindset when you were recording? Did you think that your songs were going to go out, or again you were doing it only for want of a better phrase, the our community?
we had 4 main objectives.
Okay.
One was to develop our songs. The Ever community, we have a lot of songs. The church has a lot of songs, and no one has really published them well. And so the idea was to publish these songs well, put them in a nice, contemporary way for the church, actually. For the church, not necessarily for everyone there, for the church. So we have all our sister churches will have something they can sing and minister that way. That was one, And 2, of course, we needed to reach out to the world, revive the world with our songs, plus a few others. And so we're still not thinking in the 2018. We're not thinking that globally.
That's far. Yeah.
It was to go to serve the church, and then we know definitely some would drift beyond anyway, but the drift beyond became the thing itself, you know. And then the other thing was to go to create a lot of urban music content for the industry. We realized that there wasn't a lot of that in the system for some reason or the other. And so these are some of the background. That's how you realize the main language in here was because there wasn't a lot of that.
Right.
We already have so much of the other ones in quotes.
Yeah, I remember I complained to you sometime. I'm like, Charlie, you guys,
Yes.
what's up?
You remember?
Yeah, I remember. I remember the spot where I discussed this with you also, and I was excited. I'm like, okay, yeah, these guys, because you're right. These were songs. So, for instance, Enyo, did I pronounce it right? Is it Enyo? Enyo.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm brutalizing it. Enyo. Growing up, I would hear it as a praise song in my church, And I mean, of course, it died off. We are talking about all this contemporary feel where now all the other songs came in and these songs were no more, on the scene. And then all of a sudden there's a choir that says, you know what, let's put some contemporary twist to it so that, well, our community can sing it, but as God will, it just went viral. I want us to go back a little bit and look at the composition or the thought for the song selection. Okay, even though you're doing it for the community, what were you looking at with regard to the particular songs you guys recorded? And by this, I'm talking about the album that had the Hold With You.
Okay, there are different songs in there. One, for example, if you pick Agbaja like this, the idea was to go to bring out indigenous culture. I mean, you've listened to a lot of Agbaja songs around. It's mostly just the drums playing, the local percussion and all that. Like, let's see how we can bring it to life. Let's bring the contemporary bits, the real instruments, the guitar band music. Let's add some progressions to these things. And trust me, it's a little difficult because of the type of lines. I mean, melodic minor. When it comes to Agbaja music, the type of lines in there and the scales. We have to find ways to create scores which would bring meaning to them, And playing around, these things came out. So one was to go to get these traditional songs to come out with because people love them, especially in our church and all that. They love these songs, and we feel having it in a modernized way will keep it going beyond because the world is changing every day. And we can't be set in our ways, And so that was one. And then for us, songs like Akpe and the worship ones, I mean, just about bringing out worship songs and these things in there. And so half of the songs on there were all songs we already had in the system, and just trying to play around them. Pick whichever genre we think works very well for that song, bring it out there.
I see.
In addition, create new ones. Yes.
So was a committee, created to look at? I'm just, going into any production, there are a lot of background stuff. Okay, so the leadership say, we want to have an album, of course, a revival album, but we need a thank you song. We need a dancing song. We need an encouraging song. And I had a reggae with Carvis in there.
Yes.
Was that a whole?
Yeah, we had a music directorate.
Okay.
So the music directorate made up of myself and some other members in the choir. So we were handling that, deciding on what type of song. We had publicity. We had all various committees. But we were supposed to ensure we have the mix of songs. Of course, there were more than what was on the album. So we now had to select and throughout this process, we had even the church executive, as in from pastor and the rest, also coming in.
Yeah.
We give them the full list of songs. This is what we are trying to shortlist and all that. And so it went back and forth till we settled on those songs from everyone. I mean, some of them I remember church, they had to ensure the lyrics were right, were defined and all that.
Okay.
And so it's not through one person. It's like a whole set of people coming together to ensure we finally agree on those songs, those styles, those arrangements, and the rest comes down to production.
Okay.
mean-
We'll talk much about that as we carry on. You're with us on Joy 99.7. In case you just tuned in, I am speaking with the leadership of the music director and the manager of the choir representing Bethel Revival Choir here on Up Close. And we're also interactive. We're on Facebook. We're on YouTube. You can reach us, send us your questions if you have any, or just enjoy. Let us know you're enjoying. The WhatsApp line is 055 1111 997. 055 1111 997. So the Hold On Your Choir is here. You know, I want to go to the church, and you're not the lead in the church as in the pastor, but talk to me about the growth of the church because of the choir.
So generally, because our church is focused on evangelism, and you know, Bethel is also focused on evangelism. So we do evangelism through our music.
Right.
Yes, even though the church also has an evangelism team. Okay, so we work hand in hand with them. So wherever we go, we are Global Evangelical Church. We are Bethel Revival Choir and the Global Evangelical Church. We minister to people and we project the church as well. So the growth of the church tied to how far Bethel has gone has been very significant. People come to church, and first timers are introduced. Later on, they after church they come to meet us and they go like, I came to your church because I wanted to see the choir. And some
Wow.
people have actually stayed in the church.
Wow.
Numbers have grown in the church. So Bethel, by God's grace, where God is carrying us to, and with the church also supporting, the growth of the church has been very, very significant. And
Wow.
not just the growth as in numbers, but the growth spiritually, the growth in thinking of new ideas, new innovations has really grown significant.
I see. I love the sound of that. Now, Global Evangelical Church, right?
Yeah.
You are not a single church.
No.
You are a networked church.
Yeah.
Have you brought pressure to the other branches?
Luckily, pressure. Well, I mean, I would rather say it's been some form of an inspiration. I mean, everybody is thinking. I mean, there's so much we can do. I mean, these are our sisters and brothers. And yesterday we were somewhere at a funeral, and one guy who was from another church was from administration. He came down and was like, "Someone, he wonders if we are also part of
I know.
the whole church group." But I just feel it just tells everyone or encourages everyone that, I mean, there's more we can achieve if we just decide to go all out and do it. And so I think we've inspired a lot of our other brothers and sisters in other branches to also do something. We have like Voca. They started their recording. They had some recording some
Yeah.
time back.
Yeah.
Fountain of Praise. That's the Medina branch is also doing something. Testament branch.
Echoes.
So it's brought up a lot for others to want to follow and all that.
Do they consult you, guys?
Yes.
They come to see you,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
In fact, before all this, we've always worked together anyway.
Okay. Fantastic.
We have some of them even writing some of our songs
Yes.
for us.
That was going to be my next question. You know, I know that clearly you mentioned sometimes it's just bringing a contemporary feel to some of the old songs. But sometimes when I hear the verses, I'm like, okay, now this must have been a whole production, a thought, you know, let's get it this way. How do you guys write your lyrics or get your songs?
Okay, different people. I mean, we usually throw it out to the choir. Have ideas from the choir, and as a music director or as a producer, I'm thinking production. I'm thinking about how to glue things together. Okay, so for example, Enyo, like this. The first thoughts. In fact, interestingly, for Enyo, the first thing which came up was rather the beat.
Oh, really?
The pampana. That pampana. I mean,
What do you call- what do you-
where
what do you
it
call
came
that?
From. You're surprised. I was just driving by somewhere and heard this. You know this da 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 pampana. It's some secular song.
Oh, okay.
Da 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 da.
You
I was just
just heard
driving
it.
past. I heard the thing. It just stuck. The tantana. And
Wow.
everything around it. And you came. Now the way the chorus is musically, we need to be able to build to that chorus. And that's where having lyrics and the music, which and a verse which builds to give meaning to the chorus came in. And so these are all the thoughts which goes into trying to even write out the lyrics. That's for a song like that. There are some songs too. A song like Maogagbe, a church, a choir member just came that this what she had, and so
Oh, really?
we used.
Which one is the more? Is the one with Zuta?
With
No, Joe. The worship song Joe did with us.
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, so it's a current song.
Pardon?
It's a current song.
It's on the
It's on the
2018.
2018.
Yeah, I mean, I
that's
seen
where-
it's your song.
Yes,
It kind of felt
yes.
like it's, because Bethel, you guys sound like you've been singing the Kojo songs. It's like you brought all of them back. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
in
so
fact,
a member of the choir wrote it.
yes. Do
Wow.
better.
Wow.
Drum functions. Yeah, it just came when you fear, would you fear, ta da 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 da. And then, so I think she tried fusing it to something old, but I mean it was a whole new thing. And then we picked it up, developed it, and
Oh, I like
so
that.
we still have a lot of songs in there
Mm.
yet to develop, but things come from friends. Someone like Pastor Edwin Datson
Mm-hmm.
has been a wonderful. I mean, Pastor Edwin has been with this group for one of those who've been with us for all these years,
Mm.
and is the go-to person. I mean, I have some idea, I just call him Pastor Ed. We meet, play around it, form it out well.
Yeah, I think you
Yeah.
told me about the Tegbe.
Oh yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
some
Is it-
afternoon. Let's go. Let's just want to. Aside Enyo, God is good. So we are just thinking of the goodness of God. Maunyo, and then start playing around things. Realize. But myself and Pastor Edwin, we can create so much by just spending a day together.
Mm.
And these are some of the things. So there are bits of ideas, and then we put them together, create them well. Thinking about the music, of course, and then then it really helps with the lyrics and all these things, and
Mm.
it comes together.
Someone said that you are the reason Joe Metal had to look for an ever wife. you've brought some awareness in Joe Metal. Like how do you guys do it? You know, why did you choose Joe to do all those songs? I mean, considering the fact that he's not ever. I mean, he's Ga who does Akan songs. Why did you choose him on all those songs?
Joe is a very smart person. Joe is versatile. Joe, I've always known Joe to be someone who transcends language boundaries. I mean,
Okay.
yes. I mean, he had already shown such traits way back then.
Okay.
I mean, he can easily pick on anything new, and then and you know, when it comes to music, at least the tones are hidden. Bava are two things, and yet in music it's down to the notes, and so it's a little easier. Sing that's like we all sing South African songs, we sing all these other
Yeah.
ones, and so for such a person who is already smart and whatever, when you present such things, it just works. And mind you, like I mentioned earlier on, Joe Metal, Pastor Edwin Datson, Eugene Zuta, these are people who have been with us from the 2000s. I mean, we've been friends.
I
We've
see.
They've been to our church, they've ministered with the choir many times in church on Sundays and all that.
So the
I mean, we are friends.
ever Grace has showered them.
Exactly.
But- okay,
and
sorry.
they're used to the language and all this.
But I guess the Brimpon, how did you make the Ashanti man sing,
that part.
sing what he sang on the
That's
bongo
what-
medley?
I'm surprised myself. but one thing, I just wrote it on Facebook this morning. Someone
Okay.
was trying to analyze the thing, and you see, I called Akese on about this song, and it was like, why not? Let's go, let's try. Akese came in with a very very focused mind. I mean, this was it. First of all, he wanted to have all the lyrics, wanted to have the understanding to every line.
Yeah.
So close here, close. It means every knee. This is so he studied these lyrics. In fact, we have to give him someone. I think he picked it himself.
Yeah.
Got one of the members
Yeah.
to go through the tonations, the diction and all that well with him. But most importantly, he attached the meaning, the English meaning of every word, every other word to it. He learnt it, and so anything he utters in Ebe, he clearly
understands
knew what he was talking about, and so he was able to minister the song. He wasn't just going through the motions. He actually ministered the song. If for the others who were there, they were shocked. This guy was ministering the song to us. like someone who knew what he was talking about.
Yeah.
But he actually knew what he was talking about because he made
He had
time.
learnt
In
it.
fact,
And even
his spirit of
without
excellence was
without
wonderful.
his glasses, because we had I was actually worried on the day of the recording.
Okay.
Because the screen we had for him to feed the leaders on stage, where it's a bit tricky, so we
Yeah.
actually had a screen to feed them with the lyrics. And that day he came without his glasses, and his glasses helps him a lot. So when I spoke to Nino, came to me and was like, "Bro, Charlie, this one we for increase the font or else the guy no go see." And at that point, it was too late to even increase the font because it would distract the
Yeah.
production
Because
process.
imbibe the thing.
But because he had learnt the thing, he had ministered the thing to himself. Later when we were speaking to him, and he said, even when he left rehearsal, he grabbed a guy in his office who was an Ewe guy and studied the thing with him again.
Spirit of excellence.
Wow. I'm going to put you on a pause.
It said that they came from every nation, every tribe, and every tongue. We call it ethnodoxology. Let's do this. Do you want to wave your hand in the air? From side to side, everybody. Oh, my, 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 my. Say that one more time, say. Lo siaklo ajenawo adesiade abuma globe. Oh, aketo Yehowa when yefia galo. Everybody say glosia glo ajenawo. Adesiade, Abuma Globe, Apelo, Apeto Yehowa, when Yefia, say that one more time, say Glosia Glo, Ajena, Adesiade.
God bless him. Fifi, God bless him. The reason you must get a copy of the album. I know, right? Please, I don't want to make enemies. So this is my interview. We can play I'm small, because we're talking about a Kesibrin Paul. And of course, I enjoyed this one. Yeah, Ever Bongo Medley, Bethel Revival Choir. You're with me here. Yes, let me read some messages that have come through quickly and then we can carry on. This one from Joy Jason Boama. Said, bro, listening to your interview with the management of you know the way you wrote the BRC, it kind of felt like a different group, but I get you. So God bless you for having them. Their vision is something I have personally nurtured for a long time. Tell them people like us will soon join them officially and publicly to add up to the vision. I love them and love what they do. The Ever people have so many classics that other language community like Guns and Trees have, into brackets stolen. Hey, we'll send our lawyers after you and sung in their language, but we are coming after them. Giddy giddy. Hey, please, no violence. I get ya. And guess who is here? KKK. Kwesi Kumikusi. Come to them, my people. Consistency, music, dexterity, and class. Bethel Revival Choir to the world. God bless you. So please tell them I have a song for them, but it's in Fanti. So I'm now translating it to Ever. consulting madam. Oh, he's married to an
also
Emma
married
too.
to
I see. I hope you didn't influence that. Okay. Yes, Henry, you have really done well holding on to the mantle. God bless you. It's Daniel Adinira who shared this with us. Evangelism. Okay, I like the fact that you picked that one. John Mobi Lakai of Odoko Official Town. Yeah, it's actually a part of their ministry. So I'm going to go back to our conversation. Now tell me, Bethel Revival Choir, you've been able to churn out some great tunes. Which one would you say actually brought you into the limelight, as it were, the global sound? Which song would that be?
Agbaja and Vume.
Okay.
Agbaja 1 and Vume.
Vume, right? Yeah. You know, have you found people do the Agbaja no?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
No, the beginning, the things the guy they talk there, it's by inspiration. Did you guys script it or it just happened?
He just
In
happened.
fact, he surprised us with that one.
He didn't even know he
I
was
was
going to
telling
do
him
it.
to just do something for us to go to start, and then
Oh, really?
so I mean we watched the video and the expressions were genuine. We're all like, whoa.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic,
Yes,
right?
yeah.
So tell me, perhaps, okay, maybe let me pry a little. Where has this thing you have done taken you? This whole Bethel Revival Choir compositions or productions, where has it taken you so far?
I mean, personally, or
I mean, well, if you want to personalize it, I wouldn't mind, but you know, what are the areas seemingly you wouldn't have been able to go with the choir, okay? But maybe I'm talking about doors, you know. Have you sung for the president already?
No, not yet.
Not yet.
That's in a pipeline.
Ah,
But for doors, actually a lot.
Plenty.
Places that stages that ideally we're then we're admiring. We didn't even see ourselves getting to those stages. Like
never imagined.
Yeah,
wow.
yeah, it's taking us.
I see.
And what's amazing about it is the way souls are blessed. You're on stage ministering, and you know that it's not just a performance. It's actually a ministration. Like you're having
It
a
is.
service with the people. Like it's amazing. It's amazing.
Do you have money?
Do
Have you
have
made money?
Yeah, we've made small money.
That's
Pump back
that's
into-
relative.
We put back. We
pump
normally
back
put
into
back
the
into
things we do.
Yeah, because we are evangelism focused. So most of the money, sometimes we even overspend what we have. But it's grace. It's God that takes us through.
Do you charge? Do you charge to perform?
For me, yes. We don't charge per se, but you know, a car needs fuel to run.
It depends on the car. Now we have electricity
Okay.
powered cars.
So
That's a good one.
an
I'm just kidding. Don't
an
mind me.
electric car also needs electricity. to
I know,
run.
right?
So
Fuel is fuel.
we don't necessarily charge, but normally we look at, especially when you're moving with, you know, this time it's not just an artist, it's not just a single person, it's actually like a family.
Yeah.
Whole choir.
It's a whole choir. So
Carry on.
we have to pay for transportation. Sometimes you have to feed them and all that. So we try as much as possible to do a few calculations to embed some of these costs into what we might ask someone to sow in our lives, so that everyone is comfortable. At the
Right.
point. So
I see.
Saying it in a very nice way. Yeah, we charge. We charge to go to get things
Okay.
running. Yeah. Get things
Obviously.
running. Yeah.
How do you think the world of gospel has received you?
Well, I think it's been wonderful. It's been wonderful. In fact, it's been overwhelming for us. I mean, I'll tell you that our expectations, whatever we're expecting, has been way beyond. And we just thank God for the fact that these things we are doing are blessing people. I mean, and people keep reaching back to us on where you read Facebook comments and all that. You see people, even Muslims come in. I got really touched by someone. There was some. I was on a forum recently in Europe with some Europeans, and they said there was a lady they were trying to convert or something, and while doing, not knowing, one of the guys was playing Yes Wave, and them covered the new one in the background, and the lady just said they should stop. I was more interested in the music. Said she liked it. She wanted it. It was a lady. She wanted
Wow.
it, so they had to give it to her. So
Wow.
we listened to the thing over and
see.
over again and all that, and it created a form of contact for them to go to engage him more and all that, and so when they later realized that it was a song of salvation, they're like, see, the spirit
Was working.
still works through across barriers.
I
language
know.
barriers, you know.
I
And
was
many more. I mean, there's so much.
I was in the UN headquarters in America. You'll be amazed, you know, you guys give me music to play.
Yeah.
You know, as for us, sometimes we select a song, we know. So I think I was, one of my gospel diaries, I was interviewing Uncle Ben Dochemalo, and he sang one of the songs. I thought he was singing an ever song to glorify God. You know, so after I asked him, well, what, that song I like it. He said, oh, it's from Bethel Revival Choir. And I said, but these are my people. How come I don't know that song, right? You know, so I mean, even at that place, you know, like the and the impact of the song, it goes without saying. Maybe Joy Jason is right to say that it looks as though maybe you guys much kakra, but it's good you have come, because some of these songs we have known, maybe the melodies, some of them have been, I don't know whether the right word will be plagiarized. Kumsin, is that a good term I could use? Over time, but you know, I like the fact that you brought the, feels like you've made the our community proud. That's how I see it. You know, it's like I'll be surprised if they come and look for one of you for, how do they call that one? Nkosohene or something. I don't know how to say it in the air, but I'm going to probably, I want to look at what the future looks like for Bethel Revival Choir. But Henry, what's your favorite song on the new album? I know that's going to be a difficult question, but try and answer for me. What is that song that when you're behind the key, you know, something is doing you?
Well, really. I mean, every song in there is unique.
I know you said, okay,
those-
let me rephrase my question. Given the chance to play just one song from the album again, which one would you want me to play?
Okay, I'll say a song like two songs actually. Badam Kaba. and
Okay.
Hola. Hola is a direct expression of the type of things I hear in my mind.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
This your
as a
mind.
person.
This your mind. The
I mean,
things they inside though. You can
I
be
mean-
driving and just
I mean,
hear something.
the type
No,
of
and then-
music I love. I love basking in all those minor third. Koda will tell you all those minor third and all that. And so Hola,
now you've
Yeah,
lost us
exactly.
with those minor things and things you dey talk about.
and then Badam Kaba.
Yeah.
Those two are like my mind. The way.
Right.
Yeah, so I love them. I can listen to them all day. But every song in there.
You love it.
wonderful, yeah.
Let me do a minute of Hola.
Let
Bethlehem cover. Man, you know, I am a firm believer that if you want to learn languages, learn your music. I can promise you, if you get a copy of this album, by which time you listen to it like 3 times, Charlie, you go speak ever. I don't go lie. Man, this album, the B. So let's quickly touch base. What does the future look like for Bethel River? What are the projects you're looking at working out? And perhaps David will give us details of how to get an album and, also be of support to Bethel Revival Choir. So we've got about 5 minutes to do this. Let's go. Future plans, expectations for the future.
Okay, so currently we are working on some few tours, like national tours. We are by next weekend we'll be in Ho. We are starting the annual album tour concert in Ho. Then after Ho, we are probably looking at Kumasi. Then we are looking at Hohoe, and we are looking at Koferidia. Then we'll move into Togo.
You didn't mention Central Region inside. Why? Our people. I hear there's some disco people even in the Kwakra. They have to show you the route. But that's fine. We'll go with the flow. Oh, I see. That's awesome. It's like a long time coming, right? So, hey, guys, you heard it. Details will obviously come so you can be a part of all the places where they'll be stopping over to be a blessing to you. And, yes, they will bring all the artists you've been hearing on the songs. So the feeling. Right. So how do we get this album? I mean, and all the other ones. Where do we find it?
So if you want physical copies, as in hard copies like CDs or pen drives, you can place your order on booknook.store. BOOKNOOK.store. STORE. Okay, they do deliveries wherever you are, so you have the hard copies. Then for online, every music store we have it there. It's on YouTube. Our videos are on YouTube. The audios are on every online store. Boomplay, iTunes, Spotify, Deezer, even Shazam. And just Shazam it to take you to anywhere you want to. Any play store you have, any music player you have, you definitely find it there.
Awesome. Wow. Elliot Lamte says, well, please take a good listen to the strings in the Vadem Kaba. You will know it was clearly defined by Henry Dachimo. It's my favorite. Yeah, I know. A whole Agbaja medley with violin and things. Yeah. Hey, you guys, pressure be what? But you're doing awesome. I see Auntie Ethel Lawson. She's dancing. She's ever. And all the evers here. I mean, this morning, my classics were coming from you. Like about 30 minutes or so of just Bethel Revival music. And I think that I have gotten some more fans. Fifi's our guy. Yeah, so call me F.O. Fifi. He says, we can't wait to have Bethel Revival Choir at Come Worship. Hey, this one is advert too. So I think that this is Ruben bringing this one over. You guys are going to be on the bill. I don't know how far that is, but obviously. So Come Worship, we hear you here. They are really a blessing to the body of Christ. Okie dokie. Is there anything else you had wanted to share? I didn't ask you.
So we want to take this opportunity to thank everyone who has been supporting us, most especially to our church, the Global Evangelical Church, to the Trinity Parish, and to the Global Evangelical Church as a whole. It's very heartwarming when, like for instance, the whole concert we are having, our sister Global Evangelical Church at Hofiave is hosting us.
Awesome.
And they are taking majority of the cost. Like they are really preparing for us. All the tours we are doing, the Global Evangelical Churches in the region say that you can't come to our home and go somewhere else. We will have to host you.
God bless them.
They are all out.
Can you put out your numbers before I run out of time?
Okay, so
drop the numbers.
Our
they
contact
can
number
reach you and support you.
0544 222 154 0544 222 154. We can be reached on call and WhatsApp.
Okay.
The email address is bethelrevival@gmail.com.
Alrighty. Harry, thank you very much. You guys, you are a blessing. We love you. I will continue to support you. I've run out of time. Happy birthday to our dad, Mr. Abraham Ama Ashite, aka Ama H. Ama at La Ashiwe or La Ashiwe, from children Michael Ashite, Elizabeth Ashele, and Abigail Ashoko Amwa. Please buy a copy of the Bethel Revival album for him. Okay? Yeah. My apologies if I couldn't read your messages. You know, the conversation be say it suits me too much. We are back gobbling next week. Please, you know the song in the background. It's my favorite so far. Tete. In the beginning, I thought the guy said, I command you well, like he's commanding you to dance well. Later, I noticed that it was Evercry. Hey, family, we are back next week. Hannah is here. May God's grace see all of us through every lives raised with an extra pace. No enemy can change. My name is Fifi Folson. O4Z, thank you for production support. And Michaela, thank you for producing. Hannah Odami, thank you for bringing the news. Let's go.